All right. Welcome one and all to the streamer tournament. That's right. I'm not actually playing today because anyway, uh basically what had happened is that yeah, this replay obviously is happening on the live patch, and I in my infinite wisdom had been recording a bunch of games in the old patch, a bunch of replays that I had been sent during the last patch, so I wanted to get out. So I, rolled back my game to the old update, and then absolutely forgot to update it to this current update this morning. So it is currently ongoing. It's looking like about 2 hours for that update to finish. So in the meantime, I've called upon a champion to fight for me. Yes, that's right. Pigman is here. Technically does have his own YouTube channel, so he does qualify for the streamer tournament, but streaming his games through Discord, at least for the time being, so I can at least, do something with this streamer tournament, like I promised Hitman Hippo I would. So yeah, it's been a week, guys. Got absolutely slammed with work. Just been crazy busy. Didn't have time to practice at all this week. Yeah, just been really just reviewing and casting replays, and yeah, even that, like I said, just got on the wrong update. Forgot to update it, so an unfortunate situation, but yeah, for now, we've got Pigman fighting in my stead. The format for this tournament, we're going to see Swiss style, so we will play every game. There's a small chance I'll have to leave before the last game. I actually didn't realize this tournament was going to be Swiss style, but that's okay. Da, 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 da. Yep, I'm currently going to be spectating Pigman's point of view from Discord. So, once he's done picking his army and they load in, we will jump over to that. Don't want to give away his secrets too early, and I don't really... I mean, I have the blocker up right now. That's pretty much as good as it's going to get. So, hopefully you all are well. Nice to see you all today. Welcome, welcome, one and all. I'm going to be having another stream tomorrow. Streaming a clan war, which I will have details on shortly. All right. Let's see here. We can keep the Med 2 music flowing for the time being. Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. Like I said, it's been quite a busy week. Last weekend I was out of town visiting some family, and then this week got back and I just got absolutely slammed with work projects. Like with my day job, it kind of ebbs and flows. Some weeks there's not as much. Some weeks like this last week, I mean, it's like 10-hour days every day, Tuesday through Friday. And then I have some other obligations I have to take care of, so then that leaves me with very little time to, do the things that I need to for my channel. Yeah, ultimately just didn't have time to play as much as I would have liked, but this update thing kind of screwed me over. Yeah, if you guys are curious, here, I can show you. Yeah, so currently, this is the state of things of my Total War Warhammer game. You can see the update is flowing there. And I don't know, for some reason Steam always does this to me, where it, downloads the patch relatively quick, but then it takes so long to, install. I don't know if it's, reinstalling the entire game or what, but yeah, you can see estimated time there. It's a little bit small, but, a little under an hour. So, unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, yeah, just waiting for these guys to get started. Looks like it's going to be High Elves versus Dwarves. Should be a tough match. Man's going to be coming in hot with some fun stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Outer Region is his opponent, and certainly a tough opponent. Absolutely. For those of you guys who are curious, I will leave the bracket down in the description below, and here in the chat as well. Nope, that's not it. There we go. So those of you guys can go check out the bracket if you're interested. See, there is a few notable names playing today, like Lord Master of Sotek. You know, we've got Outer Region here, who's definitely a very, very strong opponent. Okay. Alright, looks like they are loading in, so let's also swap this. Take a look at the army Pigman's brought here. Looks like he's got some Rangers. Yeah, 5 Rangers, couple of Star Dragons. Wow, double Star Dragon with Flying Alariel, 5 Rangers, 3 Chariots. So, very all-in strategy against the Dwarfs. Makes a lot of sense. Need that armor-piercing anti-infantry as much as possible, certainly. So let's see how they can get on here. Once we see what Outer Region's brought. Yeah, High Elves definitely have a tough time potentially in this matchup. There's no Sword Masters here, but they're another very expensive piece. That is generally the High Elves' issue, right? Is that in matchups like this, in quite a few matchups, your best pieces are all so expensive that you can't necessarily take them all. You kind of have to decide what you want to do in terms of a tactic and just go for it. Definitely going to need some heavy armor-piercing damage, though. And just healing magic. It looks like we've got Felix there. And a Borek, Ironbrow. Yep. A bunch of Dwarf Warriors. We've got cannons in the back. Looks like some Trollhammer torpedoes as well. And I think those are just basic Dwarf Warriors up front, but let's see. A little odd without having the game sound on. So well, let's just, you know, let's just keep the Medieval 2 music flowing for now, so we have some kind of backtrack here. There we go. Yeah, oof. Though that cannon's got a really nice shot. Hit, I think, like 3 of the chariot models in one shot. That is really, really nasty damage. Despite the missile resistance of those lion chariots, they're going to get absolutely rocked on the approach there. The Rangers also will trade all right, but even still, I don't know what very cost-efficient trade, even against, like, Dwarf Warriors, so definitely is going to be tough. Yeah, I got a Dragon Slayer there, alongside Gotrek and Thorek, or sorry, Felix and Thorek. No Gotrek. Instead, we got a cheaper Slayer bro. See the volleys opening up, and the blasting charges get through. Yeah, that is gonna wreck those Rangers immediately. See the chariots cutting in, starting to do some work. Dragons a little bit late, trying to line up their breath attacks. That one there was a pretty bad miss. That one there is going to line up on the... Ooh, yeah, didn't get the best contact on the troll hammers. Let's see as the dragons land, how much they're able to do here. Chariot's got a nice charge in, pulling out now. Did take some pretty significant damage, but still plenty of units there operational. Yeah, Big Man really going all in, trying to disrupt Trollhammer torpedoes as much as possible, which definitely makes a lot of sense. And so far doing okay, keeping the dragons alive, but yeah. A lot of his ground units starting to run out of steam a little bit. I don't know. Rangers doing okay on the right side, actually. On the left side, looks like they were able to get some breaks. Yeah, the Chariot's doing a really nice job cutting up those low-tier dwarf infantry. Another beautiful heal coming in here as well. Keep that little Earth Flood, keep those units all topped up. I don't think it actually hit those Chariots, which is unfortunate, but let's see here. Another nice breath attack. Ooh, got some really good contact on those Giant Slayers that are all grouped up on that one. That one looks like mostly hits like Cannon Crew, not sure exactly what, but L'Ariel's still looking to potentially locations to drop her big old Star of Averlord. I would say if you could land the Chariots all in one area, they'd be the best thing at this point to try and heal. Both the Dragons are doing fine. In terms of HP, you really don't need to heal them too much. But, yeah, if you could group up all the Chariots into one block and then get the heal on them, that's going to be ideal. Of course, don't worry, I'm not live coaching. Big man can't hear me. Yeah, but let's see what they can do here. I know, ugh, dwarves. It's going okay. It's definitely going okay. Yeah, the Chariots actually haven't lost too many unit models. Well, just kidding. It looks like a couple of the units did shatter there. Well, just the one unit actually did shatter. So yeah, if you could group up the one Ithilmar and the Lion Chariot together, definitely be very beneficial. Try and get that Star of Averlord healing, because right now hasn't really been capitalized on much. Just a regular healing from L'Ariel. The Rangers are definitely running out of steam at this point. But it's possible that now that some of the dwarf units are over-chasing a little bit, some of the Chariots can get out in space, try and mow them down. But L'Ariel really needs to drop a heal on that Lion Chariot. They've got 4 unit models still alive, all very tattered. Gotta love the one Chad Ranger that's fully surrounded as well. I almost wonder if L'Ariel shouldn't have taken maybe Banishment. Be able to help clear some stuff out here, because there's like a good amount of very weakened units that if you had a nice banishment to cut through this big blob here, would absolutely be devastating. Ooh, cannon's back online. You can see the Ranger crew rushing to shut that down real quick. It did take another volley of blasting charges to the face, it looks like, for their troubles. Oh yeah, those Trollhammer torpedoes also just ripping apart the Chariots as they get close. Chariots do make contact still, but none of them getting the sweet healing light of Averlord. Probably overhealing the Star Dragons a little bit right now. I don't know if that was particularly necessary at this exact moment, but let's see. Seeing if they can just grind down, perhaps, some of those dwarf units that remain. And certainly, you know, Star Dragon and L'Ariel, so a lot of single entity powers with that altogether. Big man did take my spot, yes. I had an issue where I was on the old hotfix and I forgot to update my game yesterday, so I got up this morning to get on and play, and I was like, oh, it's going to take 2 hours to install a 1 GB update. That's great. So yeah, unfortunately had to have Tigman take my place. Looks like right now the battle is still anyone's game, an absolute scrap, it must be said. Another breath attack lands there. A dragon's cycle charging in and out. And another heal there. Gonna catch both the dragons. And some of the rangers even too. Get a little benefit from that healing. Yeah, the one Lion Chariot is running for the hills. Probably not going to come back, but let's see if the Dragon Cycle Charge can get through. Right now, the single entities could be a problem for the dwarfs, but the trick here is the dragons need to snipe out Felix, get rid of the healing, and then whittle down the other two. Felix's leadership is not amazing, so if you can get a big shock charge on him, the dragons should be able to terrify him away. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Let's see. Dragon Cycle Charge is staying aggressive. Still fulfilling the attacking rules, technically. Still got other units, multi-model units moving into attack, so the single entities can kind of actually do whatever they want right now. But it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a tight one for sure. It's going to come down to that Dwarven Hero blob against the Star Dragons. Once the Star Dragons can clear out the rest of the multi-model stuff, of which there is quite a bit still. A lot of those very tattered Slayer units, of course, have to be killed to the very last. A little heal there. Drop a Star Dragon right in the middle of that single entity fight. Looks like the other Star Dragon's also dropping there as well, but the Trollhammer torpedoes unloading at close range. Oh man, it's going to have to drop another Star of Averlorn to offset that damage taken. Even though Alariel and the other Star Dragon actually charge out of the area of effect. That is one thing with that Star of Averlorn. The area of effect is so small, you definitely got to clump your units up to be able to get the best benefit from it, which can lead you to some dangerous situations. But let's see here. Big man pulling out of it. Again, wasting some of the benefit of that healing. Could matter here in this late game. But right now, it looks like he's charging out the Dragon Slayer, which again, understandable, but I probably get rid of Felix first so he can get the healing out. Oh, but will it be enough? The 2 Star Dragons, big old beasties. One right now, one is getting circle beaten pretty hard. Yeah, taking some huge damage. Wow, big hits coming in from all the heroes, and that is going to be a big hit on the balance of power for the elves. Yeah, you can see the slow being used there. That Star Dragon having a hard time escaping. I don't know. Pigman might have had it there, but he's getting some bad RNG rolls as he's kind of fighting, 1v3 in many aspects with these single entities, just not working out in his favor at all. But he really needs to get rid of Felix. Right now, he keeps targeting the Dragon Slayer, which, is understandable, but the Dragon Slayer is just being healed the whole time by Felix. Felix is terror routable. You can get him off the field very quickly. And you probably need to. But instead, some big swings on the Dragon Slayers there. Ariel probably has one more heal in her pocket. But I don't think the Star Dragon's leadership is going to last. Yeah, taking too much damage on the surround there. Alariel wades in a little late. Needed to be in, 3v1 a little bit sooner. Ultimately, not going to be enough. Yeah, I think the wasting the 2 Star of Averlorns there, I think, ended up costing him pretty badly. I mean, I say waste. He got a little bit of benefit from them, but I do think had he been able to, especially on that second one, get both the Star Dragons in there consistently, get a good amount of healing from it. I mean, certainly easier said than done. It's going to be tough to take out the Dwarven Hero Squad with all their support units, especially those very tattered like Giant and regular Slayers, right? Even though they're only a handful of unit models, they're still going to be able to get us around and get some consistent damage in, maybe pay for themselves. So yeah, an unfortunate situation for sure. So let's switch back over to this screen here briefly while I get the next one ready. Okay, just 1 second here. Looks like we're probably the first ones done. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at the bracket here. So we'll have to wait till the round updates to see who the next opponent is for Pigman, but... Okay, yep, just looking at some messages here. Yeah, that was an interesting game for sure. Definitely. I do think Star Dragons, double Star Dragons against Dwarfs makes a lot of sense in the one instance. You can just clear out a lot of their infantry. But ultimately, those single entities, man, that Hero Hammer, Dwarven Hero Hammer, very dreaded by many players because it is so strong, so hard to deal with. Let's see where my update's at. Just so you guys are aware, the reason why Pigman's taking my place today is due to this. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Here we go. Yep. Yep, still like 20 minutes remaining on this update, so I mean it's possible we get in before the next round, but I think it's pretty unlikely. So yeah, unfortunate situation for sure. But hopefully y'all are doing well. Let me know in the comments below or in the live chat. How's your weekend going? Is it hopefully better than mine? Just kidding. Weekend's going fine so far. It's this week. This week was painful. Just absolutely kicked in the nuts repeatedly. Oh. Something happened. What happened to the music? Still online here. Yep. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I guess we could go check out to see what other players are doing if they're still playing their games here. Like Human Boy was able to beat Giamma. Excellent. So there's a chance we will play Giamma in the next round. Let's go over to Lore Master of Sotek's stream and see what he's up to. Okay, so looks like Lore Master of Sotek is playing currently. So if we go to this, yeah, of course, playing Lizardman. It's up against Kislev in a land battle. It looks like it's pretty even so far. Mazda and some single entities. It does have a lot of skink skirmishers. It looks like the mobility is kind of turning against him right now. A lot of the skink skirmishers potentially getting run down, but maybe not. He's got a good pick on the Lord there. Ooh, manages to get the net off. Manages to get the catch with the Geltblooms, Horror, Terror, or whatever. Ooh, that little Grom, though, could be dangerous. The cavalry certainly is still quite dangerous, but yeah, thick Mazdamundi with plenty of HP left is doing just fine, and he's probably in good shape. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Mazda's starting to take the lead at this point. Kislev doesn't have enough girth to take out his thickness. Georgina's running. Interesting build for sure. But gonna try to net to Dragina once more. It does move out of range. Ooh, Solar Engine's making some good contact. There's the net. That should allow Gelbloom's Terror to finish him off. A little ruination of cities there on that last Kossar Spear, perhaps. Yeah, taking out the Dragina likely is army losses, but ooh, that little Grom comes back. That is quite dangerous.
Okay, the enemy general's dead. You're gonna get on those guys. I'm gonna drop a ruination of cities on them.
Nice ruination. It's going to go mostly cavalry, but it'll still do some HP damage. Definitely do some solid HP damage. Yeah, actually forces Buyer Blood from those horse archers.
Okay, we're gonna dive little Grom to make sure it does not come back.
I've played Lore Master of Sotek quite a bit back in the day. I think he stepped back from multiplayer for a while, but yeah, we used to play pretty frequently back in the olden times.
I'm going to net them.
Yeah, that Winged Lancer's kind of last hope right now. They're getting netted. They're gonna get to banishment. And that should be basically it for Lizardmen.
Alright, good. That was such a good banishment. Okay. We're gonna throw a heal on
Yep. That's probably army losses. Yep, there we go. Nice. That was a close one. That was a close one for sure. But nice to see Gelbloom's Terror used to good effect. You don't really see the Carnosaurs too much these days. I know they did get a small buff in a recent patch, but all right. Let's transition back over to this. And we can do this here. Nice. So at this point, it's just Hitman Hippo himself against Sun Tzu. All right. Let's see here. Hitman Hippo's just, I think, finishing their game. The next round should roll over very shortly. Yeah, back in the day, Lore Master of Sotek actually used to host tabletop-style tournaments where you'd, like, make a list and sign up, and you'd play the same army list in every single game. Fun times, for sure. Yeah. Good time, for sure. It does force you to kind of think about the game in a little bit of a different way when you're doing those tabletop-style tournaments, because you can't necessarily build your list to fight every faction, right? So, then, what you gotta do is, kind of got to consider, like, okay, do I want to lean in very heavily to a strategy I think will be very tough for my opponents to take, or do I want to just maybe go for, like, a balanced composition to try and, you know, like, cover a bunch of different bases of different things my opponents potentially could bring? So it's really a different way of thinking about it in terms of your roster construction and building armies and stuff. So, right, Anti-Kaiju? Yeah, I totally forgot there was a raffle. I actually don't even... I seem to have misplaced my notes on how this raffle's supposed to work, but, yeah, I mean, Anti-Kaiju is the only one chatting here, so I guess he's going to be getting all the DLCs. I don't know, maybe Hitman Hippo posted somewhere on his channel about how the raffle is supposed to work. But let's see here. Nice, nice, nice. Just, yeah, just waiting on Hitman Hippo's game. Tabletop tourney usually go for an all-in rush. Yeah, that tends to work pretty well because a lot of people will go for more of a balanced composition with a lot of ranged units. Usually if you have a nice all-in rush that's really like fast and aggressive, you can kind of catch people on the back foot often, force your enemies to make mistakes, and usually it works quite well. Sometimes you come up against a really good like defensive formation that's hard to rush down, or you come up with against like another really good rush army and you just kill each other, right? Which is always fun. But yeah, tabletop tourneys, that's what I mean. Like if you know of a good all-in strategy, like yeah, like a very good rush faction that you think you can execute against most different factions, then that's definitely one way to go. Back in the day, I had some vampire counts lists that worked pretty well. I would say vampire counts and beastmen were two factions that I had lists that I could use against almost any faction with pretty good consistency. And I don't know if I ever took those lists into a tabletop style tournament, but it would have been fun. One of them did definitely involve Kemmler with no spells on foot, just to summon Krell only. And then all the spells were on the Necromancer, supporting on a corpse cart, who everyone overlooks because they thought he just had a forbidden rod. Or yeah, or there was the Penta corpse cart build, which technically is sadly illegal now, but involved Gorst and mini corpse carts. That was back in the day when Blood Knights were actually good, and they were the piece that carried a lot of those armies in many ways. Unfortunately, Blood Knights right now have been power crept out of the elite cavalry game pretty badly. They don't compare well these days to stuff like Grail Knights, Skull Crushers, you know, other things that are within their price range that have actual armor-piercing anti-large damage. Whereas, of course, the Blood Knights do not have armor-piercing. I do wish that Blood Knights would get a Grail Knight treatment, you know, reduce their model count, significantly increase their damage output on a per model basis, just make them, you know, more elite, fewer in number, greater in power, and, you know, give them the proper armor piercing damage, and then they actually could compete on that elite monstrous cavalry level, you know, super elite monstrous cavalry level. Got some buffs in the last patch, feel quite decent now. Yeah, I haven't played them much since the last patch, but I'll have to give Bone Tony a go. There's definitely, even though I'm, you know, proclaimed vampire counts hater, I enjoy playing them as a cavalry faction, definitely. I think Black Knights also got a small buff, if I'm not mistaken, right? They get a cost reduction, and then maybe a small buff as well. Yeah. I haven't had an opportunity much to try it, but definitely should get some vampire counts. Bone Tonia games in. Okay. Da, 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 da. All right, let's see here. Been watching any good shows lately? Anyone out there? Still have yet to dive into the new season of Andor, which I definitely am going to. Very, very soon. But again, this week was just so slammed, just absolutely did not have time to even indulge myself in a little TV, honestly. I did record some videos for you guys. I didn't even I had a video ready to go last night, and I didn't even forgot to actually like release it, right? Get all the thumbnail and everything together. Who knows? I might release the one later tonight, but definitely tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming the Clan War. That's between, what is that? SOK and let's see. Yeah. It's between SOK and SOTM. I will be streaming. It is replays, so the games will not be bought live, but got all the replays for the Clan Wars. So we'll be streaming that tomorrow. Probably start at about the same time, about 10 a.m. So be sure to stay tuned for that if you do want some more streaming action this weekend. Just cost reductions. Yeah, I think they could use a little bit of a buff. Like, plus 1 or 2 AP, maybe, on Black Knights. Blood Knights, I didn't even look to see what the actual buff was. I think maybe at one point, actually, I did look and I just forgot or blocked it out because vampires. But, yeah. Just better AP, honestly. That's their biggest downside, I feel. Ah, very interesting. Eternot. I think I actually saw like an article about that. Yeah. Seems to be making some waves for sure. Sometimes I'll watch foreign language shows with subtitles. Definitely can be an enjoyable experience at times. There's definitely some really cool stuff being produced in other languages. Chill. Medieval 2 music will get us through the weekend. Let's see. I try and find Sun Tzu's YouTube channel. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's see. Doesn't look like Sun Tzu Academy is actually live currently. So, we'll move on. Where Evil Lurks. Well, I'll have to check that out. I'm not the biggest horror fan. I don't know. For me, it has to be really well executed because having, studied theater and been involved with that and making of some movies, for me, like, the craft has to be really good. Otherwise, it falls apart very quickly for me. Like, the suspension of disbelief, it's tough. I don't know. I often find horror movies to not be particularly scary and just kind of funny. They're, again, not well executed. Like, I know you're just a sweaty theater kid under all that makeup. But if it's, I don't know, if the effects are really good, if the story's really good. I also like more, I don't know, like psychological, I guess you'd call it horror. Like, Get Out is really good. Or just generally Jordan Peele's horror movies, I think, are pretty top-notch. All right, it looks like the next one is up, so it's like Pigman will be playing Mavsloth. Let's see here. Okay, looks like Maverick Sloth is going to be up against Pigman, so I will let them get their lobby set up, and I'll be right back. Just bear with me one moment here. All right, I am back. We are ready to rock. Okay, all right. Okay, looks like they're getting their stuff set up. And we'll get in here and grab the stream of the screen. Big man. It all lined up here, and they're doing their faction picks. I won't be showing the whole process of this, but this next round is Domination. So you can see both the bars there. Does mean that this will be, yeah, Domination games. Let's see how Pigman can do against the Mav Sloth, the dreaded. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just AFK. Yes, Anti-Kaiju, you are the streamer now. Yep, just stepped away to grab something for just a moment. Now we're back. So yeah, for those of you guys just joining, you're wondering why I'm not the one playing. It's due to this reason here. The game was updating. Actually, looks like it might be done. So yeah, we'll let Pigman play out this Domination, and maybe I'll jump in on the last land battle. Although, unfortunately, depending on how long this takes, I might actually have to go after the next land battle. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't realize this tournament was going to be Swiss, and didn't expect to make it particularly far, so I actually have some stuff that I need to do later today. But it just depends on how long this next game takes, and how long it takes everyone else to get through their Domination game. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to be Cathay versus High Elves. Should be an interesting match. Maybe. Maybe, not decided. Pigman, it looks like, still trying to decide what faction he wants to play. Maybe Kislev versus High Elves. Kislev, definitely a very strong faction in Domination. Yeah, he's back and forth between Kislev and Cathay right now. I would probably go with Kislev just due to their better cavalry. That's my own personal bias. I do enjoy heavy cavalry, so Kislev having some of the best in the game definitely makes them an enjoyable faction for me to play. When are you going to cast your Tamarkat game? Soon, Kaiju. Will come out this week, probably. Yeah, I have a backlog of replays I'm trying to get through right now. Part of the reason why I was on the old patch, because I had a lot of really cool replays from the old patch that I wanted to get out. So yeah, I rolled back to the 6.1.2 hotfix and was recording that stuff, yeah, earlier this week. I just completely forgot to switch back to the live patch. So there you go. Let's see here. Picking through. Looks like he is going to stick with Cathay. Interesting choice, definitely. Ooh, Maverick Sloth went to Beastman instead. Okay, Beastman versus Cathay is definitely an interesting time. Yeah, Beastmen in, it seemed potentially quite good in Domination due to their easy access to Vanguard and high average speed. They can get to objectives much faster than many other factions. Test them very quickly. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. It is domination time. It looks like they're almost ready to get started here, so let's see what they can do. Usually struggle in land battles versus Beastmen. Think it's going to be awful match for Van Cathay. Yeah, probably. Probably, especially given its domination, which I feel like punishes Cathay against Beastmen even more than land battles, because you can't just statically defend. But he's got triple Jade Lion. That's definitely a thing you can do. Jabberslife is really annoying in this match. Makes sense. It's big. It's relatively tough to kill. Kind of moves around all over the place and disrupts. Very good at like blasting through front line, getting onto your ranged units. Yeah, I could see Jabberslife being a problem for sure. Beastman favored heavily. I do think that would be the case. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything in the last patch that would have changed that. It's not like Cathay got huge buffs or anything, right? So I would probably say that that makes sense to me for Beastman to be heavily favored here. All Centigores are more expensive. Corngores got nerfed. Gores did too, though minorly. Yeah, they feel like from a faction design perspective, Beastman's almost designed to hard counter what Cathay can do, right? Let's switch on over to the game though. See what they can do. Watch them get deployed. Yeah, Pigman coming in with his initial starting army of Pheasant Long Spears, and he's got some Jade Lions. Triple Jade Lion, and the War Drum too, so looking to establish just sort of a nice steady presence here in the beginning with some low-tier troops, and then we'll see what he can bring in off of the reinforcement pool. Yeah, it should be interesting. Should be very interesting to see how this goes. Like we discussed, I'm not particularly enthused about chances for Cathay here in this matchup, but man, getting all wild with his camera now. Having way too much fun. Let's see. Maverick Sloth. Gonna be taking his time here. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think just from the faction design perspectives, I would say that the difference between these two is probably even more pronounced in Domination, where the speed and the Vanguard gives you even more benefit than it otherwise would in land battles, right? Let's see, though. I'm not saying that Pigman's screwed here, but he definitely has his work cut out for him. He does have all the bound dragon breaths, so let's see what that can do for him. Yeah, some static defense attempts, definitely. Let's see what they can do. Looks like he's going to move up and try and just decisively take 2 objectives. Don't see too much what the Beastmen have other than Malagor in the sky. Looks like some Zangors leading the way. Nice. We see the multiple Dragon's Breaths initially doing some damage. All 3 Jade Lions going to YOLO charge. Does look like there's 2 Wargors to oppose them. Very interesting choice. Double Wargor. Yeah, right now that one Zangor is just getting absolutely pounded. And the rest of these Cathayan units, the drum support crew, is slowly making their way forward. And looking like some more Dragon's Breath straight through. Ooh, brutal contact on that Ungor Raider. Basically just one-shots the unit. And the Jets going to be, or the Jades rather, going to be getting in there. Again, looking up, line up some beautiful breaths. Maybe in the back line against those Ungor Raiders. Against some archers. Another brutal Dragon's Breath. Yeah, Pigman's getting some really good value from that so far. Let's see if he's able to continue to get that good value. Centaurs there being caught in the back line and now peppered by archers. Does look like they're Tzeentch Centaurs as well, so relatively expensive. Onyx Croman moving back to get in a defensive position. And so far, so good. He's jumped out to like a 1,500 point value lead. And he does have some forces just chilling on the far objective there, keeping that absolutely locked down right now. The near side objective, though, he was not actually able to capture. That is obviously one of the big issues for Cathay, is just having capture weight to be able to actually get the objectives. But right now, the value lead is pretty significant. And we see some more breaths coming in there. On the surround, just multiple layers of Jade breaths. And we get some more mobile units moving out in support there as well. Man just needs to move up his infantry and get some captures done. Yeah, cavalry's gonna combine up with the Onyx Croman. Should trade okay into the Centaurs, especially with that bow support. But yeah, still having a hard time getting on the objective. All the Jade Lions getting caught up a little bit. Nice contact on those spears at least. Yeah, Beastmen are sneaky though. I mean, even if they lose pretty decisively on the value, they can still win in terms of points. No throwing axes or Minos feels weird to me. Yeah, I definitely would have thought to have seen some of those in this matchup for sure. Get some good armor piercing against Cathay. And that's kind of one of the things, right? Thinking about the Beastmen. They're like mobile armor piercing. They do both of those things very well, which is like the bane of Cathay, right? Literally those two things. So... Those Dragon's Breaths still doing some pretty brutal work. Fortunately, Cathay just not able to amass enough capture weight here in the center to actually execute the capture. Yeah, gotta get those cavalry and the infantry in on the objective. Right now, Pigman is bleeding points a little bit on the victory. But let's see. I think probably at least bring the Jade Warrior from the far side over. Right now, they're really not doing much. Does look like Maverick Sloth is able to get back in terms of value. Yeah, just kind of even up the gap a little bit there. Oh, man. The shooting gun gets surrounded. That's bad. That is very, very bad. Manages to maybe just extricate herself there. But the Lion's also having some problems here. And yeah, this is the issue for Cathay. Your units are just so slow to get to the objective. One infantry at most. Like, 1,000, this is just painful. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Maverick Sloth actually has a value lead now. Yeah, I don't think Pigman has anything left at this point. Just can't even get to the objectives. Still has like 3 infantry sitting over on that far side. Oh, there's a Pestigore there, it looks like, as well. Yeah, Maverick Sloth's got like 1,000 damage value. Not looking good for Pigman. He started out quite strong initially, but was not able to capitalize. And the Beastmen just continuing to bring in more and more and more mobile units. That is the pain. Yeah. Yeah, Cathay's not a faction I tend to play that much either. It's like slightly less of what I enjoy than the Empire, right? Like, the Empire's cavalry really appeals to me. Of course, I love their guns as well, but Cathay's like less cavalry, more guns. I don't know. I'd rather take the more mobile faction, personally. But yeah, in Domination especially, I would probably avoid Cathay like the plague. I don't know, those, for me at least, those kind of slow infantry factions that rely a lot on their armored infantry and kind of combined arms, it just, like, these guys and the dwarfs, for me, in Domination, it's probably a no, but... Cathay's Empire, but more boring. Exactly. Exactly. Like, unfortunately, their cool constructs don't make up for lack of cavalry. Longmas being so expensive is just boring. Yeah, I probably agree. Yeah, Pigman's actually fighting back on the objective here. He is still behind significantly on the damage value, but don't think he'll be able to take this. Definitely giving it a good attempt. Playing exactly 3 Grand Cathay games in your life. Yeah, I don't blame you. They're not the most dynamic faction. Yeah, Longmas should be a little bit better. Maybe just boost their AP values a little bit. Did they get the same mass buff? Because I know Pegasus Knights got a mass buff in the last patch. Did the Longmas get a similar mass buff? That would definitely make them better if they had better mass. It looks like Pigman's Chroman, Cav, doing their best to try and all-in snake a side objective here, but, I mean, the center force of the Beastmen can go roll up those side infantry pretty soon and just end the game. I don't remember seeing it on the Longmas. I definitely remember the Pegasus Knights and Royal Pegasus Knights. I think even Pegasus mounted characters from Bretonia got a mass buff, but I didn't remember if the same applied to the Longmas. Yeah, it's not looking great. Great for Pigman here. Continuing to fall apart a little bit. Yeah, they are 200 gold more expensive. They don't have the anti-large bonus. And there it is. Maverick Sloth takes the win. CA balancing is kind of weird. It's true. CA balancing is quite strange. Yeah. Yeah, the whole, like, paying for special abilities thing, like, it kind of makes sense to a degree, but it also, a lot of the time, does not. I don't know, it just doesn't line up to actual real-world experience and value. Anyway, let's go to here. Let's do this. I don't know how many others have even started yet, but let's see here. Ah, nice. Looks like Empire was able to prevail over Lore Masters Nurgle. Yeah, Outer Region winning that one. I'd imagine Outer Region probably wins the whole tournament. Yeah, I would pin him as the best player currently in this tournament as the most skilled, but we'll see. They got a couple more rounds to get through. So that's 2 of the Domination games already done. Shouldn't be too much longer. Let's see, depending on how long it takes, I may have to step away. I've probably got about 45 minutes to an hour before I have to leave. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get it done before then. It's this next battle. I would like to fight in at least one today. Human Droid just finished his. Seemed to have some trouble getting his globes to throw. That's unfortunate. I think his issue is that he probably like did an attack order, whereas you actually, when it comes to range units right now, because of how janky they are, you actually should not issue an attack order. You should just let them fire at will. Unless you're like shooting a large single entity with something that can clearly have line of sight on him, you should probably just leave your units on fire at will most of the time. At least guns or like globes or other, you know, Don't forget the raffle. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for the raffle, Anti-Kaiju. I don't know. I'm lacking instructions. What do I just pick someone? I'll grab a die. How about this? There's 3 of you here, right? So I'll roll a d4, and whoever it lands on. 1. Kaiju, congratulations, you won. Let me know what DLC you want over Discord, and we'll try and make it happen. You can also say the next DLC, and then I'll be forced to wait and give you a key to the new one. If possible. I don't know if Creative Assembly would actually agree to that. I don't see why they wouldn't, but... Each streamer will have 3 DLCs to raffle, so make sure... Okay, well, how about this? Butcherbird, if you want, you also win. And Mr. Reach, you also win. Congratulations. The 3 of you are all winners. Message me on Discord what DLC you want. Yeah, I see all winners here, exactly. Yeah, the 3 of you, congratulations. That was maybe one of the fastest rounds of Domination I've ever seen. Wow, that's impressive. I think we're done already. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Looks like I'm against Sun Tzu League, so here for this. Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to play in a battle now. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh. Why is it? Why? Uh-huh. Okay. No large armies. Let's go regular funds. Default. Unit caps. There we go. What's the deal with the Pigman replacement? Basically, my game, I was casting some games from the old hotfix. I forgot to update it. The game is updated now, though, so Pigman played the first two games for me, and now I am fully on the correct version, so... Oh, yeah, let me activate that real quick. Uh... uh okay. Let's do this here. Okay, just gotta get the map pack real quick. Okay. Okay. Make sure that's good to go. All right. Okay. Let's rehost this here. Here we go. Win and leave undefeated. It is the goal here for sure. So let's see what he picks in terms of his faction matchups. Let's do conquest here. And the map is Eshin. Okay. Uh let's see here. Just getting a good stretch in. Okay. Let's see what he picks as far as his faction matchups. How's it gonna be so far? Are you gonna be winning this? We'll see. We'll see. I'm just waiting on faction picks right now. Okay, Ban Slanesh. I don't know if he's understanding the pick ban system, but let's see here. Let's see. Should I take? I'll probably just play Empire regardless, but let's see. Part of me also wants to play Corn. Oh, uh, yeah, okay. The way this laid out is kind of confusing. Okay. I see, I see. We do have some global bands in here as well, which is nice. All global band dwarfs. Because, yeah, no one likes dwarfs. Except for the people who do, and they really like dwarfs. Yeah. Do. Long live what else? Still waiting on the picks. It's a very confusing situation, apparently, for some people. Some people like dwarfs, and they're wrong. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Oh, let's do Empire Ban Lizards. So he can pick between Kislev and Tomb Kings against the Empire. Let's see what he goes with. Kislev. Okay. Well, the question is, what do I want to do against Kislev? What do we want to do against Kislev? Well, let's do a Boris, probably. And let's go for a Life Wizard. Okay, those guys. And let's do this. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, against Kislev. It's hard to know. Let's see. What am I really worried about here? Their cavalry, I have Royal Griffites, I got a little bit of anti-infantry. I've got some ranged support. Yeah, I think this will probably do. Would like to get some more anti-large probably, but this will have to do, I think. Yeah, I think this will have to do. Go ahead and ready up. Yeah, you know what, actually, I'm going to make some slight modifications here. Oh yeah, screen blocker definitely will have to remove. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with a lot of his work, but keep it an audio drama. This build just feels a little thin. I don't know really what to do about that. Actually, I think this is probably fine. Volkmar or Boris? What do you guys think? Volkmar or Boris?
I don't know. For me, Boris seems like a better pick because he could potentially fight like a ice switch on a
Ice Worm if he needs to. Whereas Volkmar definitely cannot do that. I think this should be good. The one problem I'll have is if he goes like super cap heavy, but I don't think he will. Let's see, actually. If I do... Yeah, it's basically the same. It is basically the same cost, regardless. So, screw it, I'll take Volkmar. Why not? If I lose, it's your fault, Kaiju. Carl? Yeah. Yeah, I do think actually a Flying Lord is probably better here, but, you know, it's not like this is for a prize or anything. This is just for love. Okay, time to switch the blocker off. Intuitively, Elspeth sounds good here. Yeah, I was thinking Elspeth as well. I could have combined my caster and all that, but that seems right when I think about it. So okay, let's do this here. One spear. Yeah, you guys come here. Okay. Chad build. It's really the mortar wagon. That's the true Chad piece, to be honest. Ooh, let's see here. Got a very similar troop count, which means he must have gone really wide. Should be a benefit to me. Okay. Nice. Oh yeah, he's got a very, very basic build here. Gotta have like some Akshinas or something, right? Let's see if we can just start making some magic happen. The War Wagon's focused on the appropriate target. And do we have any regular Kossars here? No. Okay. Okay, we'll just have some of these guys move in here to engage. Let's have Volkmar run in the center. Nice. War wagons are doing their work. Nice. Volkmar's getting in there. Let's switch the mortar wagons to the back line. Okay, we'll switch you guys out. Okay, switch there. Get a little rear charge here. Let's move through with them. Okay, let's get a nice fat heal there. Pull back with the mortar wagons. Have you guys switch on over. Or with the regular wagons, rather. Okay, Volkmar's doing good in the center. Okay, let's pull you guys back. You guys can just... Yep. Seems like it's going fine. And you guys go hunt down Ostankia. Nice. Great swords are putting in some work. Great sword spam was definitely a good call. Let's throw down a little dwellers right there just for fun. Or you know what? Let's heal the great swords. Why not just heal the great swords? Pull Volkmar here. Switch the border wagons. Oh no, let's keep on those Akshinas actually. Okay, let's move here. Drop a little bombardment, try and finish off that unit there. Pull that back. Okay. You guys can just charge there. Mortar wagons pull back. Yeah. Demis are getting lit. That's fine. You can actually just heal them. Have the war wagons all gather up. There we go. Yeah. Done and done. Just like that. Yeah, he went with a very infantry-centric composition. Definitely went with a very infantry-centric composition, which meant that my great swords just absolutely feasted over 100 kills each. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, not too much to talk about there. Yeah, content for the content god, indeed. Excellent. Let's put that up here. Okay. Oh, let's see. Depending on how long this match takes, maybe I can stay and finish my domination game. Let's see how long. It's possible. That was a little bit faster than I thought it was going to be. So, great swords OP, please nerf. Yeah. Much appreciated, guys. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm glad I got my game updated and got one game in myself at least. The floppy hats were indeed too strong. Okay, let's check in and see who else is playing. Looks like Lore Master maybe just finished his game. How about Human Boy? Yes, message me on Discord for the giveaway. That's correct. Yes. Let's... Human Boy... Going... Looks like he just beat Maverick Sloth. Okay. So we're almost through the round already then. I think it's just Hitman Hippo's game that I'm not sure about, but... Yeah, the Griffs are good if they get healed. They can be a little bit glass cannon, but yeah. Yeah, the armored infantry composition against the greatswords was going to be a tough draw for sure. The floppy hat's power was too strong. It's an interesting matchup though, for sure. Kislev being like hybrid, whereas Empire has the specialist troops. Definitely a fun one. Let's see. Let's see here. So I believe I'll probably be playing Mavsloth or Giamma. One of those two. I guess we already played Mavsloth, right? So it's got to be Giamma. Because Lore Master and Human Boy both won. I guess it depends on if Giamma won or not. Yeah, I'd have to check the magic. Maybe that might have got hit by like a Fate of Buna or something. Let's see. I think Hitman Hippo is in his scrap currently. Yeah. I went on a giant rant about gold chevrons the other day. I don't know, that you guys probably haven't seen that video yet, but alright, Hitman Hippo just put out his replay, so oh. Nice. We'll wait for him to update the bracket then. Should be just another minute or so, and we'll get our opponent locked. Oh yeah, I'll be fighting Giamma in the next round. I'm pretty sure. So I'll go ahead and host it. And that's gonna be a Dom. Or no, Giamma's playing all... Is Giamma playing all lands? Please tell me Giamma's playing all lands. Yay! Yeah, Giamma did request all land. Nice. Da, 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 da. Yeah. All right. One more game, and I don't think I'm going to be advancing to the semis, so we can just have fun with this one. Giamma's an awesome guy, a great player. I think we're pretty well matched. So he actually requested from Hitman Hippo that he not play any Domination games, which I 100% respect. You want some Attila throat singing? All right. All right. I can oblige. Such a good soundtrack. Yay! I got Giamma. Thank the gods. That's amazing. Such a banger. Such a banger. By the way, yeah, such a great track. I will say, I don't know if you have listened to the Civ 6, or sorry, Civ 7 soundtrack. The Civ 7 sound, for the Mongol faction, the Civ 7 Mongol soundtrack, like faction-specific track, is so good. It is so good. It is just S tier. I might play it here for you in a minute, because it's like, I play that one around sometimes when I'm just driving around in my car, just jamming out, like headbanging to the throat singing. I don't know, I love throat singing. It's very, very strange, but I think it sounds so cool. Only played Civ 5. Okay, well, prepare yourself then. What is it? Here we go. Oh yeah, so good. So good. I personally am a big fan of the music of the Civilizations franchise. I think generally they do a really good job with their music, but Ooh. All right. Yeah. See, it has like this big singing session initially, and then you kind of have this little break in the middle, little guitar part, and then it starts building, and oh, it's so good. Like a 7-minute track. I hope you're ready. Just wait, just wait. That first part's nice. It's very kind of like, I don't know what you would call that. Brings out a certain vibe, but then this starts to build, and it gets like super intense by the end. But yeah, Attila is a little more like war focused, definitely. This one, for me, it kind of gives a vibe of like building, especially as the music like slowly builds over time. Like, it's perfect for when you're playing Civ and you're like, you know, cycling through your cities, like building shit, like constantly, you know, taking turn after turn after turn, just going through one thing after the other. It's like, it's really nice. Yama's just doing the raffle on his channel, so we're just waiting for him to pop on over. Attila's more chaos for sure. Yeah, I mean, it kind of fits the vibe of Civ, of like you're building your empire, you're managing things, you know. Definitely more of a chill vibe. Like, if I was gonna make like a step playlist, like a step D&D adventure, let's say, hypothetical, this would definitely be like the travel track, right? It would be on like the travel playlist, like you guys are traveling across the plains, you know, big sky, lots of stars, rolling fields, endless plains. Honestly, the Skaven throat singing is vibes. It's one of the best tracks in Total War Warhammer, in my opinion, as far as like capturing the vibe of the faction. And generally, the tracks in Total War Warhammer do a great job of capturing the vibe of a given faction, right? But the Skaven battle throat singing is just it's so good. In fact, let's see. Here we go. Oh, it's so good. I don't know if this one actually has the throat singing on it, but the mad they just moved the vampire counts shanty or post shanty in the game. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, honestly, at least some form of it, like on the campaign map, even when you're just chilling around, you know, just throw in a little shanty. Wouldn't it hurt? Map is Schwarzhofen. Okay. Sweet, and then okay, global ban Dwarfs and Ogre Kingdoms. And then once again, I'm bottom of the bracket, so he's gonna pick 3. And then I'll pick Empire. So what else would I play, honestly? Okay. Okay, let's see what he's got. He bans the Empire. I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be a sad floppy hat. Sad pistolier. Ooh, he banned Beastmen. Oh, he picked Empire, Tomb Kings, and Dark Elves and banned Beastmen. Alright, I know what I'm actually gonna do. Uh... do I want to take Corn, though? Maybe. I think I do. I'll go Corn Van Empire. Let's see. Dark Elves or Tomb Kings? I could have tried to take Empire Mirror, maybe, but... Okay, he's gonna go Tomb Kings. Somewhat expected. It's gonna be tricky. Gonna be tricky. Let's see here. Let's see here. What do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this? Okay, let's do that. Do a little of this. Um, hmm. A lot of decisions to be made here, but I think I know what I'm gonna do. This is a little strange, but feels a little weird, but I think this is what we're gonna. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, I could have gone Empire Band None. Bretonia. Doom Kings into Corn. People think it's bad, but I don't know. Like, there's certain things about this matchup that make me think, like, I don't know. I feel like Empire is good into almost anyone right now. Like, if I think through the Empire matchups, there's not actually that I don't actually feel comfortable with. Yeah, I could have gone Empire Ban None or like Empire Ban Empire just so that we don't get the mirror. But decided not to do that. Instead, we've got Skull Reapers.
Nothing will remain! Marauders of Khal! Khal's greatest warriors! Khal swarthy!
Yeah, land battle I feel a little bit better. Dom's tricky for sure with Khorne, because with the Khorngor nerf especially, it's tough, but okay, then do we want to do these guys on 2? 4, 5, okay. He's gone pretty wide, so hopefully the Skull Reapers and Skull Taker can cut through some of this chaff here. Okay.
Axfather's Marauders! Sacred Executioner!
Yeah, I was debating. The Karnak is the one piece I was debating the most on. I almost traded him out for another motorcycle. I kind of think maybe I should have, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, he's got a lot of Marauder. He's got a lot of horse archers, something like that. Okay, let's sweep over this way. Got some Bowshab T2.
Axfather's Marauders! Rage strikes us!
Yeah, okay, let's do this. Ooh, ow. Oh, that hurts a lot. Okay. See if we can bait out a little bit here.
Marauders of Khorne! We smell slaughter! Searching for battle! Khorne's worthy! Kill them all! In the Ruination's name! Flame for Khorne! Blood for the Blood God! Khorne's worthy! Marauders of Khorne! I will. Yes!
Oh man, those Chosen of the Gods doing so much damage to my horsemen.
Ask
It's dead. I forgot to snare him there. It's okay. Okay, let's get these guys in here. Yeah, let's just crumble those guys out. Nice. Excellent.
We flee!
Let's get him in there so we can silence.
Father's warriors! Glorious devastation!
Okay, you guys can move up, move through. It's actually kind of working right now. But we need to pressure those Ushabti.
Blood-soaked brothers! Corn's reapers! Fed by chaos!
Those guys to be unbreakable.
Kill and kill some more! Master, I hear!
Okay, going pretty good. Oh, those Skull Reapers do so much damage to the Tomb King's infantry. Nice, nice, nice. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Excellent.
Driven by havoc! Limb from limb! Skull taker!
Oh, that is brutal. That is nasty. I did not think that was going to work that well. No, no agency through wit. Death through pain. Just quality over everything. I don't know. That just worked. I don't have a lot of answers. I just have axes.
We come for war!
Wow, the Skull Reapers and the Minotaurs just killed everything. Oh man, that is I believe in Skull Reapers now. I'm converted. I'm converted fully. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad matchup. I felt I feel like I kind of got outplayed and I still won. I don't know. Like I just clicked and they killed stuff. What? Wow. Classically TK hard boxes here. Yeah, I could see that being a little bit harder for sure. For sure. But with the motorcycle, I think instead of Karnak against a hard box, that might be a little bit better. And you'd have an extra like 500, 400 points to squeeze in an extra Marauder or something. But yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, looking at the value on his side, that's kind of crazy, because Skull Skulltaker's motorcycle does so much damage. Like, I had kind of discounted it at first because he's also pretty good on his Blood Crusher as well. But because he retains so much weapon strength on the motorcycle, and because his melee attack cannot be reduced, he's just consistently dishing out a ton of damage. And the support value on Minotaurs and other like high-end units is pretty good. So, like, I was looking through the infantry and I was just like, yeah, you know, Scarbrand and I had been talking a little bit recently about some, the player Scarbrand, obviously, had been talking recently about some matchups. Have been hanging out in the XMT chat a little bit, and yeah, Skull Reapers, they're a unit that I had kind of discounted a little bit, and I'm like, we had success with Greatswords earlier, let's just see if we can just kill everything, you know? And, I mean, granted, I did feel like this build was a little bit too thin, but once he kind of presented himself, I'm like, you know what, let's just run in, we'll get the melee engagement going, as long as I can, like, you know, hold off taking too much damage from the archers, which, you know, skeleton horsemen archers don't have too much burst. The main burst component I was worried about was the Shabti Greatbows, and they can only really target one thing at a time, and it's like, if they're bursting down my horsemen, that's kind of okay with me. It means they're not targeting the Skull Reapers, right? So I can get these guys into combat, just blend up all the skeletons. I didn't think it would work that well, but yeah, these skeleton horsemen didn't end up really doing anything for him. That's the one component. I think if he switched these out for like some Necropolis Knights or some other like good anti-large, even though Necropolis Knights are necessarily going to win, they'll help more in that engagement. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. uh yeah, build stealing is a classical pastime, to be honest. But yeah, I would say if you guys want to watch the semis and the finals, I'm not sure exactly who's going to be in, but let's see. I do unfortunately have to go. But glad I was able to redeem myself on stream a little bit here. Didn't get my first 2 games in. Pigman had a valiant effort, but ultimately lost out those 2 games. But yeah. Head on over to Hitman Hippo to check out the stream there. And yeah, they'll be streaming the quarters and the semis. I think Sotek's actually gone on, so he'll be streaming his POV as well. So be sure to check them all out. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys who are here, dedicated, very much appreciate you. And yeah, tomorrow I'll be starting at 9:30 Mountain Time. So I will pre-schedule the stream today, and then you'll be able to see in whatever, you know, your time zone is. Yeah, we'll be streaming the SOK versus SOTM clan war. Got all the replays lined up, ready to go, so should be a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. It's been my absolute pleasure. We'll see you next time.